Welcome to the Ocean Community 50 Under 50 series, presented by the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce. The road to success starts at Valenti family of auto dealerships, and visibility along the journey increases greatly with the help of 321 Media. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 50 Under 50 series with the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce, brought to you by Valenti Family of Dealerships and 321 Media. My name is Ben Barber from 321 Media, and I am very excited because today I am getting to talk to somebody that I met about 30 seconds ago, which is always a pleasure. Sergio Cherenzia is my guest today. How are you, Sergio?
Good. How are you, Ben?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I'm excited to have you here and to get to know you a little bit. Now, this is the uncomfortable part of the interview where I read your bio at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you tell me if there's anything that, is wrong in here. Sergio Cherenzia is a community-focused professional and president and CEO of Cherenzia and Associates, an engineering firm founded in 1979 by his father, Raymond Cherenzia. Since taking the helm in 2010, Sergio has continued his family's tradition of excellence, providing engineering, land surveying, and planning services throughout the Westerly Pawcatuck area. Alongside his cousin, Salvatore Sam Cherenzia IV, president of Cherenzia Excavation, a firm founded in 1955 by their grandfather, the two lead Cherenzia companies, with each serving as an officer in the other's business. Their shared mission is to build lasting relationships and maintain the quality their clients came to expect under the leadership of their late fathers. Sergio is deeply committed to the community. He serves as the president of the board of Opening Doors for Westerly's Children, I hit a button, hold on, is a member of the Association Board of Managers and Property Committee for the Ocean Community YMCA, and is a past chair of the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce. He supports numerous local nonprofits and causes, including the American Cancer Society, Warm Center, Stand Up for Animals, and the Michael J. Fox Foundation, among others. His company frequently sponsors and donates in-kind services to area nonprofits and is a proud V1 sponsor of Friends of Stonington Crew. A dedicated marathon runner, Sergio has completed 5 of the 6 World Marathon Majors and hopes to finish all 6 by age 50. Outside of work, he enjoys hiking, mountaineering, gardening, and spending time with his wife, Erin, stepdaughters, Alexia and Sienna, and young son, Milo. Did I get everything right?
Yeah, the only thing is you overinflated my success as a marathon runner. I've done 4 of the 6 majors.
Okay.
So I'm actually looking to do my 5th and my 6th. Hopefully in the next couple of few years.
All right. What are the 6 majors?
So the 6 major marathons are New York, Chicago, Boston, Berlin, London, and Tokyo.
What are the 2 you haven't done yet?
Tokyo and Boston.
You haven't? Wait, what?
I haven't done
the
Boston.
Closest one to us is the one you haven't done?
Saving that for the last one.
Oh, that
Hopefully.
makes sense. That makes sense.
So it's also one of the most difficult to get into. Boston is the biggest marathon, I think, in the world, if not the country anyway. My father did it a couple times. He was an avid marathon runner. I don't think I've gotten as many under my belt, but I have done 5 marathons. I did the Newport Marathon. So I've done 5, but I've only done 4 of the majors.
Wow.
I'm hoping to maybe get a bit into Tokyo in the next year or 2. But that involves a lot of travel. So that's why I haven't done that one yet. And then Boston hopefully will be the culmination of the 6 majors that I hope to finish.
Wow. My business partner, Patrick, has run the Boston Marathon for Ronald McDonald House Charities of New England. That was a really big deal. Well, I'm honored to meet you. I've heard a lot about you over the years. And this is a real pleasure. I've also been to Cherenzia companies for several business after hours. Always a great time there. Love the whole campus over there in Stonington.
Yeah.
And so you took over in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Did you always plan to take over the family business?
I very much enjoyed working with my father, and I was a legacy at the university. He was a Worcester Polytech graduate, WPI from Worcester, Mass. and I kind of just followed in his footsteps since then. I always, enjoyed working outside, working in the community, and it was just a good fit for me. My father's, he was very open to me doing whatever I wanted to do, but it was very appealing to me. And I even though he passed pretty early in life, I've valued every day that I got to work with him and learn, how to navigate not only the the technical aspect of what we do, but the business in general and working in the community and the value of doing local projects and doing such. So something that I always wanted to do. And it was a tremendous opportunity to continue to work with him and then eventually take over that business. So I'm just really fortunate.
And you were pretty young when you took over.
Yeah. So I graduated from college in 2004. And I had a small landscaping business with a partner of mine that I worked on. And so I was doing that. And then my father said, I really need you to come work for the business full time. And so I did that about a year or two into it. And then, my father passed away in around, it was 2009, 2010. I always get the date mixed up. But yeah, soon after that, I had a lot of good people to help me get over that hump. That's being so young in the business, and slowly but surely, started taking over and kind of running things the way I wanted to. But if I didn't have that sturdy foundation that I had, with my uncle and my father, also Tom Liguori, who was my mentor and my advisor, throughout, even after my uncle and my father passing. If I didn't have all those folks with me, I wouldn't be where I am today. So it's you need that support system. But yeah, taking over as young as I did, and still trying to make sure I don't screw things up. It's just always in the back of your mind. What am I doing?
Of course,
making sure I'm not screwing things up today.
Well, it's been 15 years. I think
we got a
you've got a good handle on it.
Got a good handle on it, and you surround yourself with good people and capable people, you're going to be successful.
Yes,
so
absolutely. Shout out to Tom Liguori. He helped me through the maze of Cherenzia's offices to get down to where the I was parked in the back. I had no idea where I was going the first time I went there, and he was opening the door, and it was very nice. Great guy in general, not just because he opened a door for me one day.
Yeah.
Not even metaphorically speaking, physically, he opened it.
He's opened many doors for me and led me through the path of where to go as well in life. So it's a good metaphor.
So what did you always want to run marathons too?
That was another thing that my father had done. So the first marathon I did was New York City. My sister was living there at the time, and we were just talking one day and said, well, maybe we should try to run a marathon one day. And then I said, I never thought that I would ever do it. Running wasn't something, at least endurance and long distance running wasn't something that I was really interested in. But we kind of made this pact and said, listen, if we get into this marathon, we're going to do it. And I got in, and then I think my sister didn't get a bid, but ended up getting in either through running for a charity or some other way. So we did that together, and that was the first time I did it. And then I caught a bug, and I said, well, if I've done one, I'm going to go do another one. And it was an excuse to travel and go do the world majors. So that's kind of how I got into it.
It's awesome. That is so awesome. You're on the board for a lot and have been president of, Opening Doors for Westerly's Children, property committee for the Y. You were the past chair of the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce, which, by the way, I would love if you have any advice for being a board member for that, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But have you always been community focused? You mentioned your dad instilled that in you.
My father's involved in every, a lot of different boards and community committees and charities. So I kind of following in his footsteps as well. And, people ask you and you say yes, and you have the time. And it was something, you get out there. I find it the most fulfilling because you're working with like-minded people that want to help in the community. That's the most satisfying part of it, is that you're working with a group of people which you might not have known in some other facet of your life. Just because I work in construction and engineering, I only get exposed to certain people in the community, but I've gotten to know and work with so many other people that are kind of outside my area of expertise, and just people that want to help in the community. It's been very fulfilling, and like I said, you get to meet new people through that and make good connections with other folks.
How did you get involved with opening doors for Westerly's children?
So when we had started, there's a small group of us that had started the Young Professionals Network as part of it was a shoot off of the chamber.
Yeah.
So I was chairing that for a portion of time. I was on the board, but then I kind of transitioned to that, and I started that initiative with a few other people, and that was really fun because it was younger people getting out community, and we get to meet other people. So when I started that, we were looking for an outlet to do some kind of scholarship for younger folks, and we kind of went back and were posed with this opportunity, and people, once again, we were asked, can you raise money for this community charity? And so after a while we said, well, why don't we start as young professionals? Let's go all the way to the beginning of when your education starts, as opposed to towards the latter part. That's where the inception, and that's where the most important, where you learn your literacy skills and all your cognitive ability. Let's start there. So that became a signature sponsor for our organization at the time. And then they said, well, why don't you come join our board? And then one thing led to another, and I think to say no good deed goes unpunished. And then they asked me to take over as president, and I've been chairing that ever since. But we do need some new blood on the opening doors, that nonprofit, and it went through a long history. I don't have to get all the details, but it started with the United Way, and then we moved and became our own 501c3. So I helped with that initiative. And that's been a super fulfilling initiative there. It's been great.
Have you always been involved with the YMCA?
Yeah, ever since. Well, I went there when I was young.
Yeah.
Swim lessons. All the activities that we did growing up there. So yeah, that's always been. We've always been there. It's been a good fit. My father was always a big proponent of the Y. So it's a great place and a great space for people. It's a gem we have in this area.
Absolutely. And then how did you get involved with the Warm Center? The Warm Center and American Cancer Society, like all of these other Stand Up for Animals, Michael J. Fox Foundation. I don't want to go through each and every one of them, like just in general, but
yeah, most of them came up just organically. Like the Warm Center, every year we do the Penguin Plunge, raise money for that. That's really the outlet there. Stand Up for Animals, we did a lot of work for the dog park and for the new building. So we've always done, we've been involved in their projects, and as well as charity work with them. So it's once again it's being present in the community and being asked and finding your niche to help out. So,
what is your favorite part of your job?
It's different every day.
Yeah.
Some of the things where you think it's the same stuff. I'm designing sites for single family homes and septic systems and everything. But then someone will come to you with a totally unique project that you've never done before, and a little bit of a design challenge. We just did a parrot sanctuary, which is very unique to any area. And there were special nuanced things that a parrot sanctuary needs versus other types of animal facilities. So it's stuff like that. Whereas you think you've seen it all, and then someone brings you a pretty unique project, and it's just a very cool thing that you got to kind of figure your way through. And a lot of the stuff is very standardized, but even then, we didn't know how to design a septic system for parrots, and
right,
and what kind of waste stream you see from one of those. So it's kind of so it's fun. I get to do different things every day. People bring unique projects, but we also work on, I mentioned, single family homes. When you get a local person that's lived and worked and or is returning to Westerly or to Pawcatuck, Stonington, and they just want to settle here and live here, and you can help them to realize their dream home to where they're going to be forever. It's really special.
That is really special. What's it like working, and how much do you end up actually working with your cousin?
So we do projects separately, but we often, we'll market ourselves. If I'm getting a site engineering and survey job, people ask, oh, can you do the construction too? Said, yeah, we got that. So
Yeah.
I send it to Sam, and he'll bid the job that way, or Sam will have a job and say, hey, listen, they need an engineer, or vice versa. And so we get to, we don't do it every job, but
Yeah.
a small percentage, I'd say 15-20% of jobs we end up working on together. We're doing a job for the YMCA right now for the new camp building. I did the design and permitting for it. Sam's doing the site work for it. Carling Construction is building the building. So he's actually working on the parrot sanctuary that I just mentioned. He got a bid on that job, and they hired him for that.
Now,
So,
is that the same sort of working relationship that your fathers had?
yeah, very much so. Yep. They also did a lot of development projects together.
Yeah.
Independent of the work that they did exclusively, for other people. That was the nice thing, is that they worked together, and they did a lot of housing development projects in the area when they were working together. So,
do you have it mentions a proud V1 sponsor of Friends of Stonington crew.
mm-hmm.
Did you row crew?
No, my stepdaughter does.
Okay.
My oldest stepdaughter. She's I think a sophomore now. So we've gotten involved in, they're trying to build a new boathouse in Stonington. So we've been trying to help as much as we can to help fundraise for that. That's a big, really, really cool project. My cousin Sam just got done. It's in the vicinity of the Del Mar Hotel, which is down in that area. And we're hoping that steamrolls into this new boathouse down there. But yeah, it was something I didn't know about. And actually, one of Sam's staff, he's one of the coaches for the boys crew team.
Oh, nice.
So John Drago works for my cousin Sam. So we have that connection. So it's a nice community, and it's a neat project, and a neat. They do. We go all over, because we have to drive all over the state to go to these crew, because it's wherever the water bodies are. So it's interesting.
Now, did you grow up in Westerly or Stonington?
I lived in Westerly my whole life, and then moved to Stonington later on in life when I met my wife. So
Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
Chips on the table. Bears or Bulldogs.
So now that I'm a Stonington resident,
yeah,
I do kind of I throw a little controversy in there with my kids. Say, really, I'm from Westerly, so I should be rooting for the Bulldogs. Those are where my origin, where originally I came from. But I also didn't go to Westerly High School.
Okay.
So I think my laurels lie a bit in Stonington now.
All right, that's fine. It's fine. We decided to cover all schools, so I can't pick a team anymore either. Yeah. I'm gonna say Cheraho though, just for the fun of it.
Well, whoever wins, then I just
whoever wins.
I say, well, that was
my team.
That was my team when I was
That was my team.
But when Stonington wins, I say, well, that's where I live now.
It really is one community. Like it truly is one community. And it's just a lot of fun. I mean, literally, you can see the dividing line out the window behind you in the shot right now.
Right.
So that's a lot of fun. What do you like to do with Aaron and the girls and Milo?
So we go on a hiking trip every year that my father started. We like to go up to New Hampshire. We have a house up there that our family has had for a long time. So that's really, we like to go away and get away up there. And they've gone up to New Hampshire with other family trips are in around some lake areas up there. So we like to get away there, but we like to travel other places. And Lexi plays soccer, so we're either at a soccer match on a weekend or taking her to practices, and Santa does the crew. So that's a lot of our time too, is just traveling to their sports. It's where they're at the age.
Yeah.
We got to just get around. But other than that, they don't like to spend as much time with me anymore because they're 13 and 16. They spend more time with their friends now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like doing, going to the beach. We do a lot of we go down to the pond. We like to go do some clamming down there.
Oh, that's fun.
Winnipeg Pond, yeah. And my son, ever since the winter was tough. Winters into the spring was tough, so I had to find some inside stuff for him to do because he loves going outside. But we spent a lot of time at the aquarium and up in Mystic.
Oh, nice.
He loves that. So, yeah, whenever we can get out, we get out.
Yeah,
outside.
That's a lot of fun. What you've chosen to stay here, obviously, to continue the family business, to do all of that stuff. What is it that you love about this part of the world, about where you've chosen to stay and continue to live?
So our office is right in Pawcatuck. That's great. I wouldn't, even if we moved offices, I wouldn't go anywhere else. We'd stay in Westerly or Pawcatuck. I live right in Pawcatuck. I've never thought about living downtown, but we're pretty close. We're off Pequot Trail. We can walk downtown. I love just taking Milo and we come walking downtown. We can go to the donut shop. We go to Nana's, go grab some bread. He wants donuts every time we go there. Go down to the flower shop. I mean, it's just the accessibility and the great amenities that we have here. Plus going down the beach and the pond in the summertime, but also that we're able to go drive up north and spend time up in the mountains, and it's not too far away. So
yeah,
it's just a great location. And then we have friends. I don't own a boat. We got friends with boats. You always want.
So you're smart. You're a smart man. Yeah. You never want to be the friend with the boat. You want to have friends with boats. Yes.
But whenever we go out with the friends with boats, what can we pick up? What can we help with? And taking a ride out, just Sandy Point or something. That's great. And we get the marinas right so close. My buddy keeps his boat there, and usually it's like, come on, we're gonna take off early and go take for a boat ride. So it's that kind of just what we have here. It's awesome.
The ocean is super intimidating to me, obviously, and it should be for anybody. That's the ocean should be intimidating. It's crazy. It's the most, we know more about space than we do about the ocean, but I've always wanted to own a pontoon boat, which wouldn't do well on the ocean. So I'm more of a pond guy. But
I love the pond.
Yeah,
it's nice and calm.
Yeah,
water's warm.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
I want calm waters. Yeah. I want calm waters, but I told my uncle when I was a little kid, I went to North Carolina and he had a pontoon boat and jet skis and stuff, and I was like, I want to own a boat when I get older. And he's like, you want a friend with a boat?
Yeah, friend.
You want a friend that owns a boat? But anyway, so the were you guys? How long have you been in the Pawcatuck location?
Oh, geez, it's been about 5 years.
Yeah,
I've been over there now. Yeah. I used to live closer down to where actually the pond is, off Shore Road. I lived there for years, but yeah, it's probably a little over. Yeah, about 5 years, a little over.
And there was also the Ledward Ave. Was that you guys?
Yeah, we still own Ledward Avenue. That's where Sam keeps his dispatch, his equipment, his trucks, and his shop. So we still have a presence over in Westerly. Yeah.
I used to live by there. I would walk by all the time. I have a question for you about the location.
Yeah.
As someone who walked by it quite a bit.
Yeah.
There's a big stone with a guitar.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
So, before my uncle passed away, he did some work for Taylor and her father, Scott Swift, and everyone knows the house, the location, and my uncle and his associates built the seawall on their property, and he was so it's probably one of the greatest jobs. That it was one of his proudest
Yeah.
jobs that he did. One that was the most, you know, visually seen, and anyone driving by in a boat or on the beach, you can see that
Sure.
wall is just a marvel.
It is.
So,
It is. It's. I'm sure it's in People
um,
magazine and all.
So as a kind of a gift, I guess, because he did pretty well on that job
Yeah.
for the Swifts. He had that guitar commissioned and had it carved out of stone. But he passed away before it was formally given to them. Plus, I think it was supposed to be like a capstone that goes into the wall, but it never made it there.
Yeah.
So it's been sitting in a storage on Ledward Avenue, and my cousin Sam said this thing needs to see the light of day, and he propped it up and put it at the end of the driveway. And we're still trying to determine if maybe the Swifts are going to take it. It's going to where its final home will be.
Yeah.
But for now, it lives there. So it's an interesting conversation piece at most right now.
Yeah, when it first got put there, I was going for a walk in the morning, and one of my neighbors was like, "Hey, do you know anything about this?" And I was like, "I have no idea. I'll try to figure it out." But it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's really beautiful. What's next for Cherenzia?
Geez, that's a good question. We're I got a staff of about 16 people now, and basically just to keep on doing what we're doing and what we're good at, and doing these community projects, and housing is important. All the housing projects that we do, and we want to do more of that in community projects, oriented projects. So not sure if we're going to get much bigger or where I'm going to go with that. It's about, things get bigger and bigger. You kind of lose touch with with staying closer to the community. I don't really have aspirations of being, a large business, but we're a good size right now, and maybe we'll get a little bit bigger. Things might ebb and flow a little bit, but it's manageable now. I got great people that work at Cherenzia and Associates, and I hope Sam's going to continue with what he does. He's very good at the site work aspect of it, and it's our family legacy too. So yeah, we're doing it's fun work, and we're always advancing though. Technologically, we are doing more land surveys by drone, which is a newer technology. It's always been around, but implementing the using certain portions of that technology to do land-based mapping. Yeah. So that's the fun part. That's the exciting stuff to get into. Is getting into the new technology of certain things and changing with those times.
I actually had a missed phone call while we were at the beginning of this, and I just looked down at it and went, "Oh, what's going on here?" And so I got a text that it was too windy to fly our drone today.
Okay.
For a video shoot we were supposed to be doing. So anyway, that's all good now. But yeah, speaking of drones,
we've run into the same
issue. Yeah,
we're doing some work for the Mystic Aquarium, and we had issues with the equipment, and the other thing is flying when there's a lot of people around and stuff like that. So it's an interesting new thing for us that we're getting acquainted with, but we're hoping it makes us more efficient. Also, the type of information that we get is really exciting, and how it can be manipulated and processed, and we show to our clients, and it's pretty impressive stuff. So it's exciting.
So my last question for everybody: what did it mean to be one of the 50 under 50?
Oh, it's a tremendous honor to be, amongst those folks that were selected. Yeah, it's a great, just a great honor. And when we do things, when, being in the community, it's, and you hear from so many people, that's not the point, is to be recognized.
Yeah.
When I first started, I was like, oh no, I don't want to be recognized. I'm good. It's just good being out in the community and doing the things that we do. But it's nice. It's also nice to be recognized.
Well,
So I appreciate it. Thank you those that nominated and selected. So
well, it was incredibly well deserved.
thank you.
And it has been so fun getting to know you a little bit. I saw you and Sam up on the thing at a business after hours, but I don't think that we've ever actually been introduced. And I'm kicking myself for not going to these young professional network meetings 10 years ago when I was a young professional in Westerly and knew that they were happening and just didn't, I'm a homebody when I don't have to be, and it's very detrimental. But when I
am now. I just like being at home, working in my yard, working in my garden. I do a lot of gardening. To my wife's dismay, because she wants me to do other things around the house, but I spend a lot of time in the backyard making sure everything looks good. But yeah, I'm the same way, and it was part of my life when I was a little bit younger. I would getting out there doing the young professionals thing, and I think they're going to be trying to bring that back soon, hopefully.
Oh, nice.
I think it ebbs and flows with who the young professionals are, and and
they'll bring it back. They'll bring it back now that I'm aged out of being a young professional. Thank you so much, Sergio. This has been a lot of fun, and please come back anytime that you'd like to do a spot here on 321. And then also, good luck with Tokyo and then Boston, because I wanna follow that. When you do Tokyo, we won't send a camera crew to Japan with you. But when you do Boston, when you're going to finish it and do Boston, I want to send cameras up with you. We should document that. That would be a lot of fun.
Well, hopefully I'll get there.
You're going to get there. You're going to get there. So
with COVID, and then I had my son was born, I've been off the training regimen, but I'm going to get back on it.
I believe in you.
Thanks.
I know you're going to do it. So
thank you
so much, everybody. Sergio Cherenzia, thank you so much to Valenti Family of Dealerships, Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce, 321 Media. This has been 50 Under 50. We'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.